Right, okay.
He has a handle on things. And this will be my last cast before I chuck it back over to him for the grand final.
No worries at all. Well, it has been a pleasure casting with you so far, actually, and feel free to do so next week. I know GG needs breaks, but I'm a little bit more hardcore than that. I'm happy to go for like 10, 11 hours of constant streaming.
Yeah, you're insane. You don't even take breaks. It's just non-stop.
Just non-stop. Like, ESL was so stressful for that reason, because it's just like an 11-hour day. The PC is getting destroyed, you know. But obviously we're doing a little bit of a rebuild now. So everything's going well. Let's hop into the game window. We can have a little bit of a discussion about some of the commanders that we're seeing. It's pretty standard though. Everybody's rolling out with these loadouts at the moment. The one thing that I haven't really figured out yet is why Theodosis is packing Jaeger Armor Doctrine. I mean, I get it. Half-track Regal Mines are great, but that means you have to go for the half-track, and you have to lay Regal Mines, which everybody forgets about. Recon's great if you have munitions to spend as Axis, which really you never do. Spotting Scope's awesome, obviously, but there's probably better commanders that equip those. Stuka Bombing Strike, just in case your opponent's going artillery, I'm guessing. Not sure how I feel about that. And then Elephant Tank Destroyer. Would love to see that used on this map. Not.
Yeah.
Probably the most flankable, pointless unit to have on a map like this. So I'm not sure what the reason for it is. Maybe I'm missing something here. But Mobile Defense Lightning War, good choices.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, yeah, the Jaeger armor is a bit. It's kind of what you would use for a loadout in an auto match when you can only veto so many maps and you're just not sure what you're going to end up with. When you have some idea, you can change it up a bit. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't expect an elephant on. Gluttony. Be the first time I've ever seen it work. I'm pretty sure we've seen ISUs on
well, back in the days,
back
before Western Front armies, there was a lot of elephant ISU on this map.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm sure we all remember that one patch that was just only elephant ISU. Those were good days.
Yeah. Oh, how the game has changed over the years.
Well, anyway, to do a little bit of an introduction, here we are in the final of the semi-finals. Game 3, Cruzz versus Theodosis, and here we see Cruzz fighting from the East Point as the USF. He's going to be playing against Theodosis, who we saw win a very, very good Game 1. He's once again playing as the Austere. Game 1, very interesting game. You noticed that the sides... No, they are the same, aren't they? Am I getting this wrong? It was Cruzz that played as Austere, wasn't it? Yeah, Cruzz played as Austere, sorry. So it's someone that's won the coin toss that has selected ours as the faction. I'm guessing that's Cruzz, so he must have won game 2 very, very strongly.
Yeah, must have done.
I mean, just thinking like that game was won very, very quick, and he also must have snuck over more VPs as well. So he must have played a very, very good game 2. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get to see that. Obviously we were a little late, but then of course we may have even missed game 3 if we had have been casting game 2, which would be even worse.
Would not be a good combination, but at least we found game 3, and hopefully we get a nice, long, enjoyable experience. So Cruzz will be opening up with 3 rifles. A nice standard start. Theo going for that early sniper. So not really a map control oriented build here, but one that'll hopefully inflict a bit of bleed onto Cruzz.
Oh, this early push from Cruzz has really stopped Theodosis from taking much territory at all. Really like as well, we've seen a couple of times today players wiring off these 2 little kind of vantage areas and slopes that come into that munitions point. It's a really nice one for Axis because it kind of stops infantry rushing in the early portion of the game, allows Axis to quite comfortably take the north, which is really important. But that nice little push there from Theodosis. You also saw him attack ground the wire that wasn't quite finished to remove that, so really good on the spot thinking from Cruzz there.
Certainly was. So it looks like we get to see big engagements at the start. I'm a fan of this. I'll have none of this just cap each side of the map, be nice and friendly. I want to see big engagements, and the sniper's going to be caught out here. Or maybe not. The MG42 actually catches both of these rifleman squads and forces them off.
Yeah, one of the rifles nearly got around actually to flank the MG, but the sniper just took one of those shots from the back, making it a three-man squad. I think it was the sensible decision to retreat at that point. Has had a good start to the game. I would have liked to have seen 2 VPs taken as well, but you can't have everything, can you?
Well, no, you certainly can't. So that was an incredibly intelligent play from Theodosis. Recognises the potential of the flank, has the MG42 set up preemptively. All about those preemptive plays. Really do love to see them. Theodosis will be going into some more grenadier squads now. Some regular infantry to deal with these riflemen. Bit of a VP
Such great
lead
reaction from the sniper here. You know, the pioneers, they're going up. It's a good unit to cap with as well because of the sight that they get to spot things in advance. But the sniper just responded to it instantly. As soon as the rifleman got picked up there, sniper was right back en route to that destination. I feel like Cruzz may have just missed the golden opportunity there to get the church. Just walks away from it. Church provides a line of sight blocker. And now Theodosis in a very, very good pushing position. Sniper's going to be very well defended here as well. Going to just snipe away at the rifleman here.
Cruzz's lack of religious riflemen will cost him the middle of the map. MG42 should be able to force these ones off early. The sniper's being very active for Theodosis. 5 kills already onto these riflemen. Expensive bleed. So active. I love snipers against USF. It's just so cost efficient.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's very difficult to play against in the earlier part of the game. And look at this, we've got a quick tech up to Lieutenant here, which has just come on the field. So I wonder if we're going to see an M20, or maybe even the AA half-track. AA half-track is a beautiful thing to use against Austere.
It certainly is, yeah. Especially when you have a sniper on the field, you know, your low grenadier squads, MG as well. Sniper's going to be forced off here. Should be a retreat. Maybe soft retreating, trying to get this MG42 to land a little bit of damage. But Lieutenant Tech is a nice choice here from Cruzz. It's the way to put pressure back onto this sniper. You can't just do it with regular infantry squads. You really do need a vehicle.
Really, really good work on the map control here from Theodosis, though. Going for that devastating cutoff right from the start. The MG is providing good power to suppress the rifleman. Sniper as well. Already vet 1, 10 kills, 5 minutes into the game, so we're ordering that double ratio. Half-track is in the build. This is exactly what we wanted to see from Cruzz here. And it really is a great unit because it's able to deal with the scout car when it comes out as well. It can suppress infantry at really long range. Deal a hell of a lot of damage. So I think this used correctly, you know, maybe get some sweepers on the echelons just to run with it. Unless there's an AT gun from Cruzz, I don't really see many options against a well-microed AA half-track.
You are welcome to have the call of the century there, Stormless. Congratulations. Use your award wisely.
Thank you.
Certainly was a good one, and you're right, against the majority of early Austere builds as we see here, with that sniper, those grenadier squads, does leave you very vulnerable, especially with the 2-2, leaves you very vulnerable to that M15 half-track, so the entirety of your build is vulnerable to it, and yes, you can go for a pack gun, but that doesn't change the fact that your entirety of your build is still vulnerable to that M15, so it's still potent, especially when you only get one pack out of the field.
Theodosis has fallen right into that trap as well. He doesn't have medics up at the moment, and he has gone for the scout car, which is going to get instantly countered by the AA half-track. It looks like they may even meet each other very close to the middle here. And there we go, you're seeing that suppression come in instantly. Where does Cruzz go from here? He does have his tier 2 up. He's actually building the medic bunker when he could have maybe gone for an AT gun first. This is going to give a lot more time for that AA half-track to get some good kills in. And they're also going to secure a triple cap as well, so good teching decision there from Cruzz.
Yeah, look, this is a lose-lose situation for Theo. He either doesn't go medics, and then his squads are low, and he can't push out and take map control, or he goes medics, and then his pack's late, and he can't push out and take map control because of the M15. So this is a very intelligent move, and I just want to applaud Theodosis for this decision. It's just, I have to be out on the map, I'm losing points, it's so bad, oh my god. But Theo isn't doing that. He's going, okay, right, no, chill, I have low squads, I need a pack gun before I can fight this, I'm not going to go out and manpower bleed, I'm just going to sit in my base. If you want to take the map, you can take the map. You're only going to get points off me. I'm only going to bleed, you know, 50 VPs. It's better that I wait. I heal up my squads, I get a pack gun, and I take a good engagement rather than manpower bleeding and taking bad engagements.
Sorry to break you short, there could be a very, very good bait here. The scout car trying to bait that AA gun. It looks like it's going to drive over the teller. It does! It's out of control straight away. An amazing turn by Theodosis there. He planted the teller mine with the Pioneers ages ago, and he just set that engagement up perfectly. That was absolutely beautiful to watch. He couldn't have planned that out any better with execution.
That was amazing. Theodosis is playing incredibly. The bait was nuts. The M15 goes straight into it. Cruzz is no longer in a good position. The M15, Theo doesn't even have to deal with it. He hasn't even built a pack gun. He's just like, no man, I got a teller on the field. Why do I need a pack gun? It's the teller is the hard counter to the M15. No worries. Theodosis now has healed up squads. He's going to be able to take the rest of the map.
So unfortunate as well, because Cruzz did actually go with the Minesweeper echelons. You know, it's something that you're supposed to do is walk them around with your vehicles so that you don't get caught up in situations like that. But I think he was just thinking that he had so much good map control and so much dominance that that kind of thing wouldn't happen. And of course, it really has. We've also got telemines in the northern side as well, so when the second vehicle comes on later, it has equally amount of chance of going down on the right-hand side. And of course, I don't think that Cruzz is going to expect there to be a telemine there at all. I don't even think he's going to consider to minesweep that area at this point.
Yeah, and Cruzz, I mean, Cruzz really should have known that there are telemines. If you look previously at Theodosis' build and you go, alright, so he's got no LMGs, he has no minesweeper, he has no flamer, he probably has a medic bunker now, but I'm not sure. He probably just went one. Where are all the munitions? Where are the munitions at? Good players, they're going to spend the munitions. So you got to look at what there's a lack of, and if there's a distinct lack of upgrades, you can be sure. Okay, there's a telemine somewhere, or there are multiple telemines in the area because my opponent has had a munitions point connected, and he's going to be spending these munitions. So really no excuse for Cruzz to be running over telemines.
No, it's, I honestly thought, I mean, in that situation, really, Cruzz should have been in a power position for a long period of time. Like, you know, that really was something special from Theodosis. Absolutely love that.
Yeah, it was next level. It was a great play. Fantastic. Looking towards our VPs, 406 for Theodosis. Certainly did bleed a few while his squads were in his base compared to the 450 of Cruzz. However, Theodosis currently has the triple cap on in full form.
And look at the lock-in from Cruzz. He's gone for armor companies, so M10s on the horizon.
They are, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen a bit of M10 Bulldozer play. Certainly am a fan of it. We'll see how it goes.
Bulldozer's phenomenal on a map like this as well, because you can really just put it behind the corners and just rely on the AoE shots.
So I don't really see Theodosis a way of dealing with the church at the moment. Has just kind of brute forced his way through it at this stage, but he doesn't have a mortar, so it really is just relying on the sniper and Grenadier to play to try and force squads out. Obviously wants to keep that Pioneer for a Minesweeper, given there's no Flamer out just yet, and Theo has a decent munitions float.
Cruzz as well, going for the Stuart, which means he's teched up to Tier 2. So he's gone Tier 1 and 2, Lieutenant and Captain. I'm wondering what he's going to get out of this. So he's now built a vehicle from his first and second tier, and that's going to bring him down on fuel a little bit. I'm just wondering what the goal of the Stuart is, because of course he's already driven over that telemine. My worry is that he'll bring that up to the right-hand side, and again, you know, I don't think Cruz's really seen any engineers on that side of the map, so I think he probably really suspects that there's nothing there, and I, you know, absolutely hate to see another unit go down like that.
It would be sad. Yeah, I really hope this Stuart doesn't go down. This is a pretty all-or-nothing play from Cruzz. If the Stuart doesn't have an impact, Theodosis is just going to be way too far ahead.
It really will. It all comes down to that bait. I mean, that really is what was special about the telemine first, is that on the back foot, you know, he baited it with the scout car. Cruzz should have spotted that, to be honest, because, you know, there's no reason that a scout car would go into that engagement twice. You know, so it was, in some senses, a little bit of a bait that could have been predicted.
222 is going to be stunned out here.
Oh, it should get Fausted. Could easily get Fausted. Will that kill it though? It's a late Faust on the animation. There we go. Damaged engine. AT gun should finish that off. It's a decent trade, to be honest. Cruzz loses his second light vehicle in the game.
That's a great trade for Theodosis. He's got to be happy about that. I know veteran C222 really not important at all, whereas Cruzz loses a huge fuel investment in that Stuart. He's incredibly far behind, down on 60 fuel now. I mean, sure, he's going to have access to these M10s, but he's going to have one M10 by the time he gets the CPs for it. One M10 is not the dream. You want several M10s and you want to follow that up with a bulldozer, and Cruzz isn't going to be in the position to do that.
Yeah, he's got to remember as well, this is a game 3, and although he has already got himself an invitation, an invitation to the kind of final stages of the tournament, he's got to remember that, you know, there are a lot of supply points on the line that he could be getting here. It's also the prestige as well that goes with this when you get to this level, because, you know, you want to be the person that's at the top winning stuff, and Cruzzy's kind of been there a number of times, and I haven't personally seen him like top the tables, whilst he's always been floating around that highest level. So obviously he needs to make sure that all of these decisions are the right decisions, like straight away. No gambles. I kind of feel like Armor Company here is a gamble with all these choke points, all these opportunities for Telemines. You know, I've seen it go wrong with M10s here before.
Yeah, look, I certainly agree with you. You really do want to be the very best, like no one ever was. When it comes to these KO2 tournaments, the prestige certainly is important. There's some nice big friendly competition between the big players, which is good for the community. But yeah, they really do have an obligation to themselves to try and win. Church is actually going to go down here. See, Theodosis is starting to take back the map control, and so he should after taking out the M15 and the Stuart.
There's a whole mixture of gameplay going on here as well. I really feel like the Mortar could be doing a little bit more work than it is doing at the moment. Did nearly get cut off by the Panzer Grenadiers a second ago, forced to retreat, but it should be targeting the MG and the AT gun a little bit more than it is, and he does know the positions. It's something that Theodosis hasn't moved for a while, so should be definitely getting that one. Will we see a rifle nade here from the Grenadiers? If they can get close enough, it'll be a very, very good opportunity. 3 guys very close together. Just managed to move away in time. They do get the pin.
Yeah, pin coming out just in time. Going to be forced off in another mortar here from Cruzz. That's not a good choice. He needs an AT gun. Theodosis is going for the P4, and I feel like that's the perfect choice here. After blowing so much of Cruzz's fuel, dropping that investment down, going for the medium tank, the P4 can put on so much pressure here, and I have no idea why Cruzz has decided to go for another mortar team here. He needs AT.
An odd decision. He does have the weapons rack upgraded, so I'm wondering if some of these rifleman squads are actually packing bazookas, even though they've got the bar symbol on. So the rear echelons, for instance, they have 2 bazookas on that squad. Don't see any on the rifleman at this point, but I mean, it looks like he does have a little bit of AT there. He's also going to have access to the snares, which is good enough. I think maybe putting a little bit too much stock, as you say, into the mortars, though. That could work out really well. You know what mortars can be like, or it could really, really hamper his ability to contest with late game units.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Look, as you said, I'm not a man who can talk about Cruzz's strats. I should never call something before it's happened.
Well, I think a lot of things with the mortar, I think I was having a discussion with Callum about this, was that the values of the USF mortar, of course, like a replica of the austere mortar, the veterancy differs a little bit. But one of the things that Callum was saying with the mortar is that there's differences with the mortars how many squads you're firing up against. So, you know, when you've got the austere mortar, it's trying to deal with 5-man squads, and when you replicate that setting and then put it on the allies, which are firing at 4-man squads, it instantly becomes like a little more effective by default.
Yes.
Because of the squad sizes. So actually the 2 mortars are still considered as being quite strong. because you know you're using basically a mortar that's designed for 5-man squads against lower amounts, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean maybe that's why the decision's come out to use the 2 mortars. The question is can he sustain everything else?
It is, yeah. I mean, undoubtedly the strongest base mortar of the game. I don't think anyone is contesting that at this point. The thing is completely nuts, and that Veterancy 2 is such a big bonus, you know, as it does have a lot of similarities with the Ostian mortar. Having the additional shell accuracy, and especially as you were saying against those 4-man squads, is crazy. However, I see that Veterancy 2 disappearing right before my eyes. Mortar is going to be wiped by Theodosis' well-placed rifle nade.
Here comes this first M10 to hit the field. Will this be the change of things as they have been? Not sure what the lieutenant is also doing there, right by the spawn point. Hope he realizes that's there pretty soon. But that is a squad that really isn't doing anything at this point. For the way that the game has gone, I would actually say, you know, Theodosis has been more cautious than he needs to be so far. He's actually given Cruzz a lot of time to get an army together, quite a capable army, I would say, as well. The question is, will this M10 be able to sustain? It's going to go straight in. The AT gun lining up its sight. It goes for the crush and manages to push off the grenadiers that would have given a Faust. This is a nice move. Should be able to hop off and repair so he doesn't take a Faust on his next engagement in. Riflemen are also pushing up some of the cutoff points. I think they'll probably go for a flank on the AT gun.
I've missed you, M10 Crush. It's been so long. Good to see it coming out again. Looking towards FVP's 291 for Cruzz, and he's stabilised now, taking control over the middle compared to the 404 coming in here for Theodosis. We'll need to get some repairs down onto this P4 before he goes back in.
Nice use of the MG there, trying to push away the Panzer Grenadiers. M10 racing across the map. I think it's looking for crushes left, right, and center. It has repaired, so it's not going to take Faust straight away, but the double Faust does, of course, get engine damage. He should be able to hop out and get crit repair straight away on that. Will he use the ability? Yes, he does. Critical repair. He can now hop straight back in the tank, and the engine is repaired. That is a very, very quick ability there. I didn't realize he's shelling his own M10 as well. Probably needs to stop doing that. So I'd actually say at this point, you know, the mortars are doing a lot of work now, provided he can keep them defended. I did just want to mention as well this MG that was sitting in the middle. It's something that people have been calling out for you know, for quite some time, and I think Miragefly included it in one of his mods, which was being able to reload the MG. Because a lot of the times I've seen the MG at the moment, it's already fired a number of its shots of the round. So, you know, when an engagement happens, it maybe fires 3 shots and reloads, and that allows squads, you know, sometimes the opportunity to flank it quite easily. So, reload button possibly needed.
You definitely need a reload button. Yeah, there are a lot of factors. Just more micro potential in general in Company of Heroes 2 is good. There's nothing wrong with adding more micro techniques because it means more skill differentiation between players. If it comes down to reload or turret lock or anything really. Oh, that nade! Beautiful retreat nade by Theodosis. Perfectly timed. Not sure if he was going for the retreating squad or the low squad, but it was still nicely played.
There we go. Yeah, that was really, really good. And here we're going to see a retreat of the Panzer Grenadiers. His sniper horribly out of position. M10 is looking for it. Riflemen are suppressed, so they're not going to be able to get those crucial shots on the sniper for the kill. And M10's in a pretty dangerous position right now. The Panzer IV looks like it's about to close the gap, but another M10 comes in. Should go on vehicle prioritization. It does. It's going to take that first shot, gets a little bit of the damage, and of course AT gun horrendously out of position at this point. Other M10 will be saved from that engagement.
Yeah,
Hero thinking instead of pushing with just the one, he is going to retreat to a safe distance.
Yeah, Hero and Tem arriving just in time. It was a smart move from Theo, actually deciding to back away there. M10's really looking for more infantry kills than they are vehicle damage. Just rolling around at max speed. Cruzz looking for as many crushes as possible, and he's found a few so far.
Really nice. And he's picking his targets well as well. He's going for the crush on the Panzer Grenadiers. Theodosis knows he can't stand up to that, so he is going to retreat the squad. Straight away, the second M10 nearing up repair now as well. I wonder if we're going to see the Bulldozer Sherman. I think that would be a really interesting choice to have at this point.
Man, that lieutenant is still playing traffic cop.
Yeah, I think he doesn't realise that that unit is there. It's been there for quite some time.
I don't even know how it went there. I mean, clearly it was indicating which way the Sherman should come, which way the M10 should come. It's like, yeah, just in this way, gents. We've got a nasty P4 in the area. If you could just go deal with that. But and now he's just chilling here. I have no idea why. It's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. But you know that happens when you're focusing on a lot in the game. If a squad is kind of out of sight, you may miss it, but clearly he hasn't looked up in the top top right hand side of his screen, because he would be seeing the time symbol on his lieutenant. This is such a waste of a bar squad.
Yeah, it's a combat squad that Cruzz could have out on the field. He's just giving up his pop cap. It's just, I don't need this. Playing with the handicap. It's an odd choice. However, he's making the handicap work. Still has control over these VPs, forcing a lot of squads away here.
I'm quite interested to see, by the way. I mean, Theodosis is going to have the Tiger out soon. I'm not really sure why the Tiger symbol is locked when he's on 13 CP. But are you getting that as well?
Locked? Well, he doesn't have the fuel yet.
I know, but it shows it as in like it hasn't been.
Oh no, mine's fine. Mine's fine. It must be a bug.
Oh, okay. It's just a bug. Yeah. It still says it's locked, and he's brought the Tiger out on the field.
That is a common bug. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. It's stopped now. But this is a good time for the Tiger. The M10's out of position. They're getting to some horrible pathing there, facing each other. M10 may not be able to escape from this. AT gun is tracking for one more shot. Will it get it? Unfortunately, no. Just out of sight. Now we see Tiger, Panzer IV, and the AT gun. This is going to be a very, very hard counter to the M10 strategy there. Nice shot from the Tiger. Looks like it wipes the rifleman. We do have the off-map howitzer raining down through that center point as well, so all vehicles do need to be a little bit careful here, just in case one of those does land a shot on top of one of them.
Yeah, interesting choice throwing down the 240 then, and the M10s, they're their own worst enemy, pathing into each other, and one of them ends up almost going down. Just, yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting the Tiger there, and he was probably wanting to just throw the AT gun, you know, into a position where it's not set up and it's driving away. The Tiger just came out at perfect timing, though. You know, if that had happened maybe like a minute, maybe 30 seconds earlier, it would have been a really dangerous situation for Theodosis.
Certainly, certainly. However, he's in a good spot now. 3 M10s. That puts Cruzz in a pretty good position here. It's going to allow him to deal with the Tiger and the Panzer IV. Does give him a bit of dive potential. However, it's just dangerous. There are telemines out on the field, pack guns, Tigers, and the P4. It's a lot of damage for these M10s to actually try and deal with. I feel like he needs support with it as well. Like maybe waiting for another 240 mil could be a good idea. Finds the P4 though. And misses twice, which is not ideal.
Wow, look at the range on that Tiger. So efficient. The AT gun's going to try and get some shots off here. Don't really see a snare. M10 is trying to reverse round to get some rear shots. Cruzzy thinks better of that idea. Loses another mortar on the retreat there. Losing units left, right, and center at the moment. Manages to retain a VP on the north with capping from the Lieutenant squad, which is actually found now, which is brilliant. And this is a really bad time to hop out of the M10 as the Tiger pulls around. It's going to get a shot. Oh, misses the shot, though. Very, very unfortunate at this point.
They're going to be deflected by the house. The M10s, however, they can't seem to find a good engagement. They're all within Faust range.
Oh, this looks like Cruzzy's going for it, but Theodosis drops the Stuka close air support. We're going to see this rain down on all of the tanks here. It may even clear this M10. It does. Beautiful strike there. Second one's coming in as well. Doesn't quite get the kill. Cruzzy's going to have to take his M10s back to base for the duration of this.
Yeah, I got attempted dodging. Oh, I forgot about the Stuka close air support. It's going to be so amazing against these M10s. It has such insane damage. The M10s are so weak in terms of their health, and the Stukas are going to absolutely shred them. Not a good time at all. Theodosis, however, he doesn't have enough saved up for a second strafe. However, taking out 2 of those M10s is going to be plenty, with both the Tiger and the P4 still alive.
So unfortunate. I mean, it's a great call, and it's so nice as well that Theodosis has been saving up his munitions for that. Because I think, you know, maybe when he spotted the M10s, he's just been waiting for that moment to come, and it was so effective when he got the snare off as well. And look at this M10 here. It's not even at full health. Driving up the map, I think that's a bit of a mistake there. Probably a misclick. Both these M10s seem to be struggling a little bit with their pathing.
Certainly
I mean, I'm not really a
struggling.
fan of this build. The M10s, especially on a map like this, you know, they're just not strong enough for this kind of thing. I really think that there could be better options. And Cruzz surrenders. I think he notices that that is the case. GG, well played, Theodosis, who moves forward as one of the finalists.
Does indeed, yeah. Congratulations to Theo. Very well played game. It was just, yeah, I don't know. The M10 play, it could have worked, but it was just Cruzz. He lost so much early after losing the M15 to that awesome bait from the Telemine coming from Theo. That was a crucial moment. Losing the Steward on top of that, that just puts you so far behind, and it's very difficult to come back in that situation.
Yeah, but I mean, some great positives of that game, of course. You know, is that he made some really good early game choices.
Sure,
The A
yeah.
half track was just absolutely perfect, and I saw a couple of people in chat. Actually, I think I just saw Tractor, who's here now, saying, you know, why is that an amazing play? Well, the reason that's an amazing play is because you know, that was such a dominant tech advantage at that point, and there really was only one thing that Theodosis could have done then viably. You know, we saw him go for the medic bunker because he had to get his units repaired, and until he could deal with any kind of AT, you know, he came up with a plan. I'm going to try bait something over a Telemine, and he planted it in secret, and he just executed it perfectly. You know, there was a plan, and he made it work, and it's difficult at high level play because a lot of players are either expecting it or they're running around with minesweepers. The shame is that Cruzz's minesweepers actually were in the area. They just were slightly off position,
Yeah.
and you know, it worked well as a bait, and it really was a game changer because the A half track in the position it was in at the time it was at was a really effective thing there. You can see on the graphs here, like, look at how badly that went for Cruzz.